Hello and welcome to everyone in virtual classroom to learn one of the biggest topic, namely fund flow statement. You studied two traditional or conventional statements, namely profit and loss account and balance sheet, published by the company in their annual accounts. Profit and loss account indicates the results, that is profit or loss of the accounting year, and balance sheet shows the financial position of the company on a particular date. But what about funds? You know very well that fund is the most scarce resources for the company or for every businessman. So it is very important to know that how much funds became available and how it was applied during a particular accounting period. Profit and loss account and balance sheet fails to give or show the changes in the funds that may have taken place, that is either received or used during an accounting period or year. So, this very important information regarding funds can be availed by preparing a fund flow statement. It shows the movement of funds into and out of the company for a particular period. Though one can compare two balance sheets, that is the beginning and end of the period, for this purpose. But fund flow statement indicates this movement of funds more clearly and precisely, which would be very easy to understand, and that is why fund flow statement has been designed, and it is very popular to understand the movement of funds into and out of the business for a particular accounting period. So in the context of this importance of movement of funds into business, into a company, we are going to discuss this topic in detail. Let's start it. What is the meaning of fund? It is very important to understand the meaning of fund. Generally, common man takes or believes fund means cash and bank balance only. But this is an incomplete concept. In the business, there might be certain business transactions that do not affect cash or bank, but the fund may have involved in those transactions. For example, purchases on credit. It does not affect cash or bank balance immediately, but it increased balance of creditors, and that affects the working capital, and so it affects funds, because indirectly increases in the balance of creditors became one type of source of fund. How? Suppose if payments are to be paid in cash for this type of purchases, then obviously cash or bank balance would have been reduced to that extent, and working capital might also have been reduced. But over here, that has not happened due to reputation of the business and due to availability of the credit from the suppliers to the company. So, the increases in balance of creditors became a source of funds, if not directly, then indirectly. So, cash concept of belief of fund means cash and bank is not complete or perfect. Cash and bank are part and parcel of fund. Funds includes or covers other items or funds having economic values over and above cash also. It is understood as net working capital. This concept of working capital or net working capital we are going to discuss later on. As per opinion of Bierman, an analysis of fund means an analysis of net working capital in fund flow statement. Though in fund flow statement, change in working capital does not mean current assets and current liability changes only. But over and above, with the changes in working capital, other long-term financial items are also went or undergo changes. So whenever there is an increases in liabilities, it is receipt of fund, and decreases of it indicates use of fund. And if assets increases, it would be use or application of fund, and if it decreases, it would show receipt, source or increases of funds. So this was the basic discussion regarding the meaning of fund. Now let us discuss some items that indicates sources or receipts of fund and then application or usage of funds. First of all, sources or receipts of fund items. Number 1, decreases in working capital. We are going to say it in detail later on. Number 2, increases in equity or preference share capital. Obviously, it will indicate sources or receipt of fund. Number 3, increases in borrowing or debenture. Same logic, indicates receipt of fund. Number 4, sale of investment or fixed assets. Number 5, operating profit of the business. This is very important because ideally maximum fund flow should be generated from business operation, which would be the sources of fund for the business. We are going to discuss this item, how to decide operating profit received from the business, which would be reported in the fund flow statement on the sources side. In the next lecture, we will be discussing this aspect of operating profit of the business. Then application or usage of fund items. Number 1, increases in working capital. Just wait, we are going to see it in detail after a few minutes. Number 2, purchases of investment or fixed assets obviously indicates the usage of fund. Number 3, repayment of debentures. Number 4, repayment of loans. Number 5, redemption of RPS capital. RPS means redeemable preference share capital. You know it, last year SY corporate accounting there was a special chapter for this. That entire knowledge of that chapter is going to be verified in this topic. So be ready regarding the knowledge of RPS chapter of SY corporate accounting. Number 6, payment of dividends. Number 7, buyback of equity shares. And number 8, operating loss of a business like operating profit. Here it is operating loss. It may be possible, sometimes profit, sometimes loss. So these were some of the items which were indicating the application or usage of funds. It is not a full-fledged complete list, just some items given over here so you can understand the meaning of sources of fund, receipt of fund, or application or usage of fund items. Let us proceed to discuss the meaning of fund flow statement. This statement reveals or indicates the movement of funds into as well as out of business. It is a statement in which list of receipt or sources of funds and use or application of funds are shown. This statement can be prepared either in T-shaped form, in which sources of funds appear on the left hand side and application of funds shown on the right hand side, or this fund flow statement can be prepared in vertical form also, wherein first sources of funds are shown and then in later part application of funds are shown. Later on you will verify this format of fund flow statement, so just wait. Though it's a very short format, looks short, but the process to reach over for that short format and the total, that process is very long and lengthy. How to prepare fund flow statement? For preparation of fund flow statement, following steps or data is required. Number 1, statement of changes in working capital. Number 2, balance sheets for 2 consecutive comparative years. One for the last year, another for the current year. 2 balance sheet. Number 3, details of profit and loss account to decide the effect of business operation on fund flow statement, that is operating profit or loss. Once you have this information, you can start the preparation of a fund flow statement. Let us take first one, statement of changes in working capital. You know very well the meaning of working capital. Before we discuss the working capital and how to prepare it, the schedule, that is the statement, let me show the format of this statement or schedule showing changes in working capital. Have a look. Format. See the titles, particulars, as on 31st March, balance of previous year, or the opening balance of the current year, then afterwards as on 31st March, balance of current year, that would be considered closing balance, and the last column, common title, changes or effects on working capital, either it would be increases or decreases. Every question, that is the solution of the question, will get started with this working capital schedule or statement first. Once you understand it properly, it is very simple. Over here, in this working capital schedule, current assets and current liabilities are to be reported. See, first part, current assets. Some names of current assets have been given: closing stock, debtors, bills receivable, cash balance, bank balance, prepaid expenses. You know the meaning and the nature of current assets. You must be able to identify it from the given balance sheet. So you have to report it over here. Balance of last year, balance of current year, and then ultimate effect on the working capital. Either it may have increased or it may have decreased. Later on, I am going to discuss it. I am going to explain it in detail how you have to prepare this working capital schedule, especially the last two columns. Total of current assets, then afterwards current liabilities, part B. Once again, number of items have been given: creditors, bills payable, unpaid or outstanding expenses, bank overdraft, etc., etc. Once again, let me tell you, you must be able to identify the current liabilities from the given balance sheet, and then you have to report it over here in this working capital schedule. Last year, current year, compare the balance. Total of current liabilities, that is B. Now, final answer, working capital A minus B. You know how to decide the working capital, CA minus CL. So total of CA, A, minus total of CL, B. That gives the working capital for the last year, for the current year. Then compare it and find out the difference. That will tell you either increases or decreases in working capital. The same answer you will get confirmed in the last column also, that is changes or effects in your working capital. How to prepare it? We will discuss it in detail in the first practical question. Just wait. So final answer, increases or decreases in working capital, and whatever the answer is there, that you will have to report in the fund flow statement, either on the sources side or on the application side. So this was the format, schedule of changes in working capital. Now, how to prepare this working capital schedule or statement? That understanding is very important. Once you understand it properly, as I told you earlier, it would be very simple, very easy to prepare. Within maximum 4 to 5 minutes, you can do it. And on an average, 4 to 5 marks are there for this working capital schedule. So let us discuss it. Today you have to understand it properly. Preparation of working capital statement or schedule. You know, working capital is equal to current assets minus current liabilities. Working capital is an excess of current assets over current liabilities. So only current assets and current liabilities, CA and CL, have to be shown in this schedule or statement. While preparing working capital schedule, some important points should be considered, which are as follows. Let us consider relationship of current assets with working capital first. There might be two possibilities in the current year. Your current assets may have increased, or else your current assets may have decreased. Let us consider increases in CA first. Suppose CA, current assets rupees 2 lakh and current liabilities rupees 1 lakh. This was the position of the last year. So working capital is equal to CA minus CL, 2 lakhs minus 1 lakhs, that gives working capital rupees 1 lakh. Let us apply the change in CA. Suppose one of the main components of the current assets, debtors. Balance of debtors has been increased by rupees 50,000 in the current year. So what would be the impact on working capital? Now, working capital. CA, earlier it was 2 lakh, but now in the current year, balance of debtor has been increased by 50,000. So CA 2 lakh 50,000 instead of 2 lakh. CL remains as it is 1 lakh. 250 minus 1 lakh, that gives working capital rupees 1 lakh 50,000. See, earlier it was rupees 1 lakh. I have mentioned in the red font. And now, after this change in debtors, in current assets in the current year, it is 1 lakh 50,000. So working capital has been increased by rupees 50,000 due to this change, increases in current assets. So increases in CA, increases the working capital. But suppose instead of increases, if it is decreases in CA, say for example debtors decreased by rupees 50,000 in the current year, then what would be the impact on working capital? Originally, CA was 2 lakhs and CL was 1 lakh. So originally working capital was 1 lakh rupees, 2 lakhs minus 1 lakhs, 1 lakhs. Now apply this change. Decreases in debtors, decreases in CA in the current year by rupees 50,000. So now your CA is rupees 1 lakh 50,000 instead of 2 lakhs. So working capital is equal to 1 lakh 50,000 current assets minus CL as it is. We are not touching the CL, rupees 1 lakh as it is. So working capital is equal to rupees 50,000. See, over here, due to decreases in debtors, decreases in CA by rupees 50,000, your working capital has also been decreased by rupees 50,000. Earlier it was rupees 1 lakh before change, and after change it is only rupees 50,000. So working capital has been decreased due to decreases in CA. So we can say decreases in CA decreases the working capital. So ultimately, relationship of CA with working capital, how does it look like? We understood it by logic, but in the context of equation, can we say CA with working capital, it is a positive relationship? In the previous slide, we saw that last line of the slide, increases in CA increases the working capital. And in this slide, second last line, we saw decreases in CA decreases the working capital. So on the base of these two line, we can say CA with working capital, it is a positive or direct relationship. In practical question, you will have to apply this equation or relationship for SPD calculation. But first of all, digest it with logic and then apply the relationship, positive relationship. After CA, let us go. A relationship of current liabilities with working capital. There might be two possibilities. It may have been increased in the current year or it may have been decreased in the current year. Both probabilities, both possibilities are there. Let us consider one by one. First, increase is in current liabilities. Suppose originally CA was 2 lakhs and CL was 1 lakh. That gives the working capital for the last year CA minus CL, 2 lakhs minus 1 lakh is equal to 1 lakh rupees working capital. Let us apply the change in CL. Increase is in CL, namely creditors, one of the big component of the current liability, by rupees 50,000 in the current year. So what would be the impact on working capital? Working capital is equal to rupees 2 lakh, current assets remains as it is. Now we are not touching it, minus current liability. Earlier it was 1 lakh and now it is 1 lakh 50,000 because it has been increased by rupees 50,000. That gives the working capital rupees 50,000. So see, here working capital has been decreased by rupees 50,000. Earlier it was 1 lakh and now it is 50,000. Why it has happened like that? Because your one of the component of the current liability, namely creditors, has been increased, and that is why your working capital has been decreased by rupees 50,000. So we can say increase is in current liabilities, decrease is the working capital. Opposite, instead of increases, suppose if it is decreases in the current year, decreases in current liability. Once again, suppose creditors decreased by rupees 50,000 in the current year, then what would be the impact on working capital? Originally, it was CA rupees 2 lakh and CL was rupees 1 lakh. So working capital was rupees 1 lakh originally. Now in the current year, CL, namely creditors, got decreased by rupees 50,000. So new working capital is equal to CA as it is rupees 2 lakh minus CL only rupees 50,000, because creditors balance got decreased by rupees 50,000 from 1 lakh. So working capital is equal to rupees 1 lakh 50,000. So working capital has been increased by rupees 50,000. Earlier it was rupees 1 lakh. Now in the current year, due to changes in creditors in the current liability, which was decreased, but the working capital has been increased. Earlier it was 1 lakh and now it is 1 lakh 50,000. So current liability has been decreased but working capital has been increased. So we can say decrease is in CL, increase is the working capital. So see both the line, increase is in CL, decrease is in CL. How does it look? First of all, increase is in CL, decrease is the working capital, and now decrease is in CL, increase is the working capital. So ultimately in the form of equation or relationship, can we say CL with working capital, it is a negative or a minus relationship? So CL with working capital, negative relationship. CA with working capital, it is a positive relationship. Have a look, last line.